What's up, y'all? Welcome inside Gearhead Garage. We get asked all the time about the tools that keep the shop running like a well-oiled machine. They're the silent heroes behind every project we finish and every problem we solve. As we all know, it's painfully difficult to be productive without the right tools. When you have this much work to get done, your tools are vital on the daily. Ask anyone that works as a technician or a mechanic. They'll surely have an arsenal of high-dollar tools and a number of random tools that they swear by. So today, we're checking in with the guys to ask them the tools they simply can't live without in the shop. My top guys, Johnny, Mert, and Shawn, will each share a few tools that make their job easier, faster, and cleaner. Let's get into it. All right, so first up, we've got Mert. He is the master mechanic here at Gearhead Garage, and he's also our fabricator. Let's see what he's working with. Mert, tell me about some tools that you could not live without, bro.
Okay, so I'm just gonna show you the special tools that, like this drill right here, will save you. It will totally save you when you need to drill a hole in a tight area. This is money right here.
That is the tightest 90-degree drill I've ever seen. When he first bought this thing, I was like, wow, you can get in almost anywhere. Imagine how tight you could get into any spot, right?
This right here is great for getting into tight spots, like cleaning up when I have to weld in a tight area and I have to clean it up. This is probably the best tool. Yeah,
and that's an air tool, right?
Totally lifesaver.
And this is an air grinder. We call it a pencil grinder. Usually, it's like a little tiny grinder. It sounds like you're at the dentist.
Yeah, totally.
Makes you nervous, but the thing kicks butt.
These are my favorite cordless tools right here.
And then these are what? These are all, who makes these?
Milwaukee's.
Milwaukee.
All Milwaukee's.
Why do you like the Milwaukee best?
Batteries. The tools last long. They take a pretty good beating.
So these are your cordless. Grinder. Okay. And then this guy.
Impact driver. A ratchet.
Okay.
I like this one right here, and the quarter inch drive one. This is 3/8 drive one. These are really nice in areas to not use too much torque.
Light and easy to wield.
Yeah, save you time.
And you guys seem to have, like, the batteries seem to last forever on these. You guys do pretty well. Yeah. I'm surprised because I know the tools I have at the house don't last like these.
Yeah, I'm not driving a bunch of screws in the deck or nothing, but yes. And then here's another life-saving tool right here. This is a lever seal tool for a transmission for mostly GMs. It's to get the seal out from the lever seal in the car. So you can change it. A lot of people think their oil transmission pans are leaking. Usually it's like the lever seal or something just above the oil pan.
Yeah.
But when you don't have it, it's not so easy.
Yeah, for sure. That'll save you time.
Of course, the easiest one ever, the funnel for the low-car dipsticks.
Special tip.
Little tip, fill it up, hang it, let it fill, let it drain, because everybody knows it does the low-car dipsticks. They take a minute to fill up.
If you've ever done a low-car dipstick, like he's saying, it's like a tranny dipstick or an oil dipstick, especially the tranny. They have the smallest little hole, so you could see a tech just sitting there watching the fluid go in. Or you could do what he said and actually just walk away and let it do its own job instead of staring at it.
Fill a quart into it and let it drain in and come back to it in a minute and put another one in. And then these are all my chopped up wrenches that you have to kind of make. These are mostly for door hinges. So I have a different assortment of wrenches here for door hinges, and I'm not gonna really cut up my really good wrenches, but I did my snap-on wrench, like for headers. You grind the tip up here to get into tight spots. A short one for getting into just a different range of reach to get to door hinge.
Any
bolts.
good mechanic or any good machinist, right, has had to make a ton of their own tools and sacrifice good tools to make even better tools.
Not to mention the playing with fire when they're painted.
Exactly.
And you have to replace them.
So you're willing to sacrifice a $40 wrench in order to get the job done right.
Yeah, totally. Okay. And then this one right here is also a lifesaver too that we all use. I wasn't gonna put it on there, but since it's sitting right here, this hydro crimp for doing AC lines is awesome right here. This Master Cool tool for crimping the AC lines.
This is really cool.
It's a must-have around here.
Because you open it up like that, you put your AC fitting in there, whether it's a 6, 8, or 10. Simply close that, put your pin back in, and then you can crush it down to make your own AC hoses here in-house. You can actually buy these. They make some pretty inexpensive ones, so you can build your own AC lines also.
It's an awesome tool.
Cool. Right on. Thanks, Mert. We appreciate your insight.
Yep.
And we appreciate what you do, and we appreciate that you have all these tools, because without those, you couldn't do all this.
This is a tiny, tiny fraction.
All right, next up, I'm dying to know what kind of tools Shawn can't live without. So Shawn is our upholstery expert here in-house. Let's see what he's working with on the regular. Shawn, what tools can you not live without?
You know, I actually have probably a top 10 list of tools, but today I'll just show you my 3 favorite.
Perfect. Let's do more later.
All
next
right.
time.
This right here is the Milwaukee 12 volt. This is the fuel edition. This is probably the best multi-purpose tool that any mechanic can use or upholstery guy. Basically, it's a screw gun, but what's really convenient is you can just take your bit out and you buy these drill bits with the hex head on there, and now you have a drill. So it's pretty convenient. Like if you're working on a project and you have your tools in the car or on the cart, you can just swap back and forth without switching tools. Second up, I have this 12-inch long 1/8 drill bit. This is great if you're laying underneath the dash and you want to put in like electronic crossover for the stereo or computers or brackets. You can reach way up in there and get your drill bit way up in there and make your hole without trying to cram your whole drill way up in there.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah.
I need one of those.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to buy.
This I got on Amazon. This by far is my newest and latest and greatest tool. This is an aircraft 90-degree, super tight head, pneumatic air drill. It's pretty pricey, got it from Snap-on, and this is great. Like when you open up the door and we do the rubber grommets that go inside between the door and the firewall, this sneaks right in there, no problem. The only downside of this is the drill bit is an 1/8 inch, and I think maximum is a 1/4 inch. So if you want to put a hole saw on it, it's not going to happen. Then you have to go back and use something like this. But yeah, these are my top 3 favorites.
Chime in the comments if you have a favorite tool, and also let's see how many people actually might pick the same tool. Let's ask Johnny, what are a few tools, ideally 3, that you swear you couldn't live without?
3 tools. Well, much like Shawn said, I could probably pick out 10 tools that I couldn't live without. But if I were to nail down 3 tools that I probably couldn't live without, one is, sounds funny, but just these little flush cutters. They cut zip ties totally flush when you're cutting them off, or they cut through like soft wire. I do a lot of wiring, and so I have this in my hand probably 90% of the time I'm working, along with some wire strippers. So since I've had these have been the greatest. So this is one of my favorite tools.
Just to interrupt you, I just saw a video on wiring where this guy's looming out different wiring, and everybody loved the video. But one of the things he talked about and people chimed in about was a set of cutters like that actually flush cuts it so close, because he was talking about that way you don't reach in there and rip your hand open.
Yeah.
Right? A nice tight cut can only be done with a nice tool.
Yeah, I use that for cutting zip ties, for cutting tape, for cutting just any soft electrical things that I need to use or whatever, and so like that works out great. My other tool that I like a lot, and this is funny, that is this. It's the same as what Shawn was talking about. It's my Milwaukee Fuel. I call it like a little zippy gun, and it's nice also because the bit is interchangeable, so it could be a hex head, and I could go in here and I can throw a socket on it, and any size, or I could take this off and put a drill bit in here, and I can take off screws and stuff like that. So that's awesome. I've even got a drill bit in here, so I can even use it as a drill. So it's like it's multifunctional, and I don't have to bring multiple tools to a particular job.
And that thing's got a decent amount of torque, right? Because I see you guys zipping, if you're under a dash or something, I see you pull off a 3/8 bolt or something, no problem with that. I mean, obviously you're not going to tighten lug nuts or anything with it, but I mean, that thing, if it's got enough torque to run, a drill bit or that Christmas tree bit you had, that's pretty impressive. And that's that Milwaukee Fuel. Those are the ones that you guys swear by?
Yeah, these are great. Like even for like body bolts, like it'll put the perfect amount of torque down on a tightening, and it'll pull them off. As long as something's not overly tight on it, it'll pull off anything. And like I said, it also will tighten things to like a good torque spec, as far as I'm concerned.
And as you hit on, dude, you're not the only one that said they can't live without that tool. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, right? I got another kind of unique tool that as soon as I found was like I realized that I couldn't live without it. It's a pneumatic crimper, and basically it's got a bunch of different dies that are interchangeable. These come out, and the dies can change, so it can go to different sizes: 12 gauge, 10 gauge, 1/aught, 2/aught. And and it's nice for when we're doing big battery cables for the stereos or for the cars at like 1/aught gauge cables. I can get in here with and do like a real nice solid crimp on it where you don't even need to solder, and it'll get a nice crimp on there. And all you do is you put it in here, you tighten it, and you just start pumping it like that. So nice. Compared to the old way we used to have to do it, this is a great tool right here.
And that makes it so you don't have to like solder and sweat your own end on, or
Yeah.
like if you try to get a regular crimper, you're just not getting the leverage, right? This thing's
No,
just
and
a
the
bad
regular,
boy.
the old crimpers were really big and bulky to get all the fulcrum on it. These are all pneumatic, and it's nice. It's real small. I even have another one that crimps AC hoses that's exactly like that, and it's like greatest tool ever.
Awesome, yeah, because I remember the one we used to have would look like a set of hedge cutters.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
crimp
or a
this
big
wire.
machine or something like that. So this is just something I can carry around anywhere, in the car, in a tight spot, underneath the car, do a repair on a cable, and crimp it, and then feel secure that I've got a solid connection. So.
Yes, and I thank you for that, because a solid crimp is a good crimp, and we
Yeah.
don't need any gremlins. This game is
Heck
hard
no.
enough. So I appreciate you sharing the tools that you can't live without.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now I got to think of a tool I can't live without.
Right? Yeah. There you
All
go.
right on, man.
On you, bro.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Back to work.
All right, so for me, as the shop owner, I guess I should share what probably my favorite tool is. And without boring you, because now I apparently fly a desk more often than I wrench, I'm not going to say it's my laptop. I think my favorite tool, and I don't even own it, is this handy headlight. Seems like every time I go out to the guys and ask them what they're working on, or if they have a problem and they try to show it to me, they start talking to me and they're all, yeah, so anyways, I've got this problem I'm having, and I'm like, oh my God, stop already. So I think I'm gonna have to buy one of these trusty headlights to go on your head, because it lights up what you're doing. You don't have to hold a cumbersome flashlight, and you can just get in there and not be disrupted by trying to juggle a flashlight, a wrench, maybe scratch a car. So I think this thing is probably, and they didn't mention it, is one of the most used tools in the shop. Hopefully this video is helpful to you. I noticed a lot of the guys said the same tools. All three guys could not live without their impact, their 90-degree drill. We all do the similar type of work, and so clearly these are the best tools that we find. If we have more tools to share with you, we'll put together another video, so stay tuned and watch for that.